Hey YouTubers. Some videos I've made mention before, I'm not too fond of this place, the country Australia. Some of you probably, all of you don't give a shit why, but I'm guessing some place is wondering, how come an Australian living in such a lovely country hate the place so much? Well, I'll tell you. It's the fuckwits, idiots, retards and dumb cunts that live here. A whole lot of yous. Every Australian, just about, are too dumb for their own fucking good. Civilians in general, right? You go to school, you go to uni, become a one-trick pony, have a 9 to 5 job for the rest of your fucking lives, where the only entertainment comes on the weekend, and that's where you go shake your ass on the dance floor like looking like a bloody idiot, and get drunk. Oh wow. Yeah, you've really had a fulfilling life. Then there's driving. Drivers. Just about every single fucking one of you I consider completely unqualified to drive. I don't care how long you've been driving for, who you think you are, and all this. When as a 27-year-old in a major transport fucking thing, I have someone come up to me twice my age and say, "You've forgotten more than I'll ever know about truck driving. Fucking, what do I do here?" That was when I was 27. That was fucking 10 years ago. Things are getting worse, and I'll tell you how. Just quite quickly, Grandpa never had to get a license. Your dad grew up learning Grandpa's mistakes. Grandpa was never in his tractor, couldn't pick up on his own bad mistakes, never picked up on his son's bad mistakes, or bad habits, or anything like that. So now you've got 2 generations of bad habits. Daddy goes and has a kid, and this little shit grows up fucking learning all his father's bad mistakes and stuff, and because his dad's a useless one-trick fucking pony that's got a useless fucking job and has achieved the highest level of incompetence he can achieve there, can't pick up his son's mistakes or his own mistakes that he's passed on to his son, doesn't even train to fucking do it properly. Like most of my generation, they had the ability to go and fluke the fucking test. They never, like, I guarantee you, if you stood out in front of a bloody RTA right now, go down to an RTA office, first cunt that walks out with a pair of L plates in their hand, ask them, have they ever seen the Road Users Handbook? And I guarantee you they'll go, what the fuck is that? Because they got on the internet and they just kept on going over the test until they could fluke it. Till chances are they'll get the right answers. So now we've got my generation, who have got 3 generations of fucking bad mistakes and stuff like that. I had the luxury of, my father was a professional driver, old school professional driver, and I got to learn quite a bit off him. You'd never heard of. And even in the trucking industry too, like, you know, the little passing codes, like a semi-trailer passes another vehicle, once they're a car length in front, you give them a flash on the light so they know when to move over, and then they'll give you a blink, 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 blink on the indicator as a thank you. Most cunts don't even know what you mean by that anymore. They pass you, you flash your lights, and they're like, "Oh, what you cunt? I'm not fucking, I'm not nowhere near you, fucking." You know, flashing your lights to warn cunts about cops and shit like that. You know, fucking cunts don't know that shit either. Even though it's illegal, I'm not admitting to doing it. As far as I'm concerned, most of the times, I don't tell any cunt where fucking the speed traps are because I simply want cunts to get busted. I have great contempt for every other bastard on the road. And every day I go driving, I get more and more examples of why people should be either completely reinstructed properly for the qualification of a driver's license. Because if you look at, like, you go to places like fucking Serbia, for example, in Belgrade, it's so ridiculously difficult to get your fucking license, it's not funny. It's so fucking ridiculously difficult. A mate of mine came out of here to get a license just so he could go back and use his international license over in fucking Serbia. That's how difficult it is. And he got his license in Australia well before I had finished instructing him. I'd said to him, don't go for your test right now, you're not ready. And he still went for his test a few times until some cunt passed him. And he was still not fully qualified to drive. And he was passed to drive. You know, but most people don't know the road rules. There's an intersection just up the road from me. It's got give way signs going 3 ways. Nobody knows how to fucking negotiate that. There's preset fucking rules in the RTA of how to negotiate that fucking situation. It's fucking simple, and the fact that it flummoxes so many people just dictates that people should not be allowed to drive. Like, a lot of people should have their licenses taken off them, because quite simply they're not qualified. I had to go through a whole bunch of qualifications to go get my truck license. They went through that pretty fucking stringently, and then anywhere else that I went, you know, you have to use a crane or specific equipment or anything like that. I had to go through all sorts of fucking weird and wonderful bloody tests and fucking criteria and this, that, and the other thing to fucking go and get qualified for that. A forklift ticket. Fuck, I was licensed to drive a 55-ton forklift before I could drive a 2-ton car. And to get that, I had to do an intensive 2-day bloody course that was fully observed, and there was only about 6 people in the whole class. So it was a fully, you know, the cunt was paying attention to us. And then the final assessment was from a work cover assessor, and we had to do everything absolutely piss perfect and proper to pass. One fucking little fuck up mistake or whatever, you know, moving backwards without looking, or you know, but moving off without, you know, going through doorways without using the horn or something like that, you know, coming out the doorway the wrong way or something like that, you know, fucking instant fail. So it cuts with car licenses, you know, they're unqualified, they're dangerous, and all this kind of stuff. So, you know, okay. And they're pretty fucking stupid too. 99% of the time, people on Australian roads can't tell the difference between a police car and a fucking other emergency vehicle, and they don't even know that fucking most other police vehicles just flat out don't get involved in speeding if they don't have a LiDAR. So if it looks like a van, they're not going to pull you up. If it looks like a divvy van, it's not going to pull you up. The only ones you've got to worry about are cars. Now the only ones you've got to worry about are the ones with the clear bar lights on the top. They're the only ones with the LiDARs, and they're the only ones that can get you speeding. But I guarantee you, you stick a car on the side of the road with blue and red lights, and fucking people will fucking slow down. It could have Kevin's Clown Service written on the fucking door in bright yellow letters. People will still be cautious coming up to it. I've got a whole bunch of ideas and all this kind of stuff. Even going as far as a roving Cat 9 in the area as a motor vehicle patroller, a motor vehicle incident patroller. And the stupidity of the situation, right? I went to local council, who sort of grasped half of the idea. And it's a lot more involved than what I've just gone into as well. It's not just giving some kind of fucking Cat 9 and just let them drive around the place. There's a lot of other things that initiatives and operations involved in that. So I gauged the views of the local volunteer services, and one wants to have their hand in the pot and do something completely different, which will defeat the purpose of the operation completely. Another mob says that nope, it can't be done under any circumstances, this, that, and the other thing, blah, 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 blah. But also, too, they said in the same voice, in the same breath, we've got millions of dollars worth of equipment sitting 5 feet away from us we'd love to never use. And in the next breath, have a big cry that I'd be taking jobs off them. No, it's a reconnaissance platform, basically. You'd be called in more often, if anything. I'm not trying to replace you. We're actually trying to give you a little bit more fucking help. You know? But no. The stupidity of those people couldn't grasp that extremely simple premise, and just that sort of the oxymoron statement about fucking we've got all this equipment, we'd love to never use it, but you're going to be taking jobs off us at the same fucking time. You know, like with a mentality like that, mate, I don't want to work with you. You know? The SES didn't really grasp how they could have utilised this service, but there are instances out here where an extra set of eyes are useful. There's a lot of flood zones around here and all that kind of stuff. Then this roving patrol vehicle could be utilised in the middle of the night to go out and observe river crossings and whatnot, and fords and floodplains and closed roads, and ring back and advise of closures and all that kind of stuff. Just fucking more communications. Simple as that. And the reason why I started thinking of this is because, well, the other day I was coming home, and this intersection that I mentioned before, where no one can fathom it. Sure as shit, there was a 2-vehicle T-bone in that intersection, and I was the first person to pull up to render assistance. And I don't have any gear in the disco anymore. I had to clean it out to do something, and haven't bothered putting any of my gear back in. So I didn't have a trauma kit, didn't have any fire extinguishers or anything like that. Thank fuck everyone was okay and there was no fire or anything like that. But what also I don't do is I don't carry a mobile around here, because the mobile phone coverage around here is absolutely shit house. So there's no point in having a mobile. Could have used a radio. And if I had a GRN in the vehicle, yeah. You know, well, it turns out, I just assume there's enough people on bloody mobile phones are walking around the fucking joint that some cunt's bound to call the cops. I find out 20 minutes later that someone had only just called the police then. Sick of feeling fucking helpless and defenceless. You know, rocking up the situations at night, no reflective gear, no fucking equipment, no fucking flashing lights, no protective gear, in the rain, fucking freezing cold, when I don't actually have to anymore. I don't have a duty of care anymore. What I have learnt from checking this little operation out is that I now have carte blanche to just fucking walk away from incidents, just not bother with them. Since the expressed opinions of the local volunteer services is that they don't require my assistance, fine, fuck it. I'll just keep driving next time I see a car accident. If I'm not wanted, fine, fuck it. People will die. Quite simple. And that's the ultimate goal of it. It wasn't to make money, it wasn't to cost money, it wasn't to take any services away from anybody else. It was to make the thing more efficient. And prevention was the massive part of it, but to make it more efficient for the rest of the services. And no one can see that. Because people in this country are fucking stupid. Quite literally. Australians are fucking stupid. We used to be the smart country, now we're the dumb fucks. I mean, once the Canadians pull their heads out of their asses, I'm sure we'll be the next America. It's all to do with training and instruction. Teachers, you're copping it next. Stop fucking asking for more money. You do a ninth the work of a truck driver. You get paid twice as much. Shut the fuck up. Harden the fuck up. If you didn't like being a teacher or you're not making enough money, go seek some fucking employment some fucking where else. Don't be a one-trick pony. Go join the military. Get a whole bunch of courses under your fucking belt. You dopey cunts. That's another thing too. Realistically, we should bring back conscription, because then hopefully people will get instructed right. There was a joke I saw the other night where they were talking about strikes in England where teachers went on strike and one person arced up and said, I think it was David Mitchell actually, who arced up and said, you know, we should do like what we did with the Olympics. You know, the fireys decided the police decided they were going to go on strike and all this kind of shit. We brought in the army. And I thought, yeah, that's actually a fucking brilliant idea. They started going off with jokes and shit about like, you can't say anything about that because you weren't there, man, and all this kind of fucking shit. But like, no, realistically, I'd rather have a corporal in the fucking classroom than a teacher. Because you'll actually learn something in 40 minutes off a fucking corporal. And then too, there's also the fake national pride. Oh yeah, teachers, just go get fucked. Next time you ask for money, don't ask for my fucking sympathy. You can get fucked. I've done your job. I can do it better. You're nothing special. Fuck off. Where was I going on that? I was going somewhere else. Getting back to the emergency services, right? After having discussions with them and then, them telling me how fucking good they are compared to me, country bumpkin brigades and all this kind of stuff, well, telling Monkey Boy here that spent 3 years in the busiest rural fire service district in New South Wales that they're better than me, they can go get fucked. I don't want to work with them with an attitude like that. Because they'll end up just doing something wrong. And it'll end up being my fault, of course. And that's basically what another service, which will remain nameless, basically said. We will wait for you to fuck up so as we will blame it on you. Or we'll wait for someone to fuck up so we can blame it on you and get rid of you. Even to after I'd said to him that it was going to be a council-operated and council-funded initiative with proper signage and proper this, that, and the other thing, and even possibly a response qualification. They said, no, you can't get a response qualification. Well, I know this is fucking bullshit because I know of 2 fucking companies, which will remain nameless, that do operate private emergency service. Actually, I can name 3. 2 fire and 1 ambulance. Private ambulance service in Sydney, and there's 2 private fire services in Sydney. One's up in Warringah Pittwater, which Warringah Pittwater Council actually utilised in, I think it was the 2001 fires to help protect. I think it was either Church Point or Cottage Point. Can't remember. I keep getting those 2 confused. But one of them is a little enclave in the middle of fucking nowhere, and every time there's a bushfire, the place gets cut off. No one likes to be there in those situations because the chances of being overrun are too great. But still got to protect it. So we've utilised that bloke. I know of at least once. So don't go fucking telling me any bullshit about, we can't add emergency services and all that. Yeah, fuck off, dickhead. I know better. Fuck you. It's the reason why I don't want to work with them. Yeah. Nurse. Oh, yeah, no, back to the Keystone Cops. That's where I was going with that. The other emergency services, right, there's a motor vehicle accident on the freeway just near me, near the F3. And there was a further motor vehicle accident further down the road. Now, this copper come up from the fucking south, through all the traffic and all this kind of stuff to get to that second MVA, only to run up the arse of a stationary fucking tow truck with its lights going. You want to fucking start questioning my response capabilities? Fucking Jesus Christ. Even the coppers around here can't get it right. Anyway. Let's see. Nurses, you're up next. I can diagnose properly a broken leg and a broken sternum at night, in darkness, whilst inebriated, with no fucking equipment, immediately. Casualty gets to hospital. It takes them, fucking almost a week to finally find the brakes. Had the attitude right off the beginning. The casualty's only faking it, blah, 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 blah. 11 days later, the patient was finally released to a private hospital. No treatment was given. Some pain relief, maybe. And the Taree-based hospital treated this patient basically like they were a junkie, just looking for pain meds. When they finally did find the break on the x-rays, a senior doctor was present and had said, yep, this is all clear. It just so happened he had a couple of interns with him at the time who said, yeah, but what about this thing here? Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck, sorry. Sorry, patient. Turns out you weren't full of shit at all. We finally found it. They still didn't treat the casualty. The casualty got up to Port Macquarie Private Hospital, instantly went in for x-rays. They instantly found the fucking problem, and then straight after that was around the fucking physiotherapy to have the cars put on the leg. Taree Hospital had 11 fucking days to do something about a broken leg and a broken fucking sternum, and they didn't do shit. I diagnosed it at night, no lights, inebriated with no equipment, and the whole fucking lot of those cunts couldn't do it with an entire hospital full of fucking modern equipment. They couldn't do the same thing I could. Fucking Jesus. Can you start to see where I'm going here, boys and girls? Now, my generation, when I was going through school, I considered being pretty fucking stupid. Quite simply because, like, they'd be copying off me and they'd be asking me for answers and tests and all this kind of stuff, and then 5 minutes later they treat me like shit. Like I'm a dumb cunt. But anyway, and it's my generation that's up next. Take control of this place. The old guard are fast dying off. People don't realise the significance of Margaret Thatcher passing away, but that's just one more of the old guard that have died off. The people who have set this place up for us. Now, Rudd and Gillard, they get in. First to the new generation dumb cunts, young dumb cunts, and within 2 terms have completely ruined this place by acting fucking childish and not doing the job. I've got no problems with women in the workplace. I've got no problems with women being a truck driver. I've worked with lots of women truck drivers, and I've got basically 0 complaints about them. But this is the reason why, is because they just shut up and got on with the work, irrespective of whether they were female, alien, or fucking whatever. You know, it could have been a fucking shaved pig for all I fucking care. As long as I can do the work, I don't give a fuck. What Gillard's doing, this is what pisses me off. She's too busy jumping up and down, trying to express her point that fucking she's a woman and girl power and all this kind. Girls can do just as much as what blokes do. Well, how about you shut the fuck up and prove it? Just shut the fuck up and do the job. Couldn't give a flying fuck whether you got tits and a twat. I don't care. Just do the fucking job and shut your fucking mouth. Bloody, she's arcing up about some fucking horse racing scandal now. The country is ridiculously in debt. Who gives a tuppenny fuck about a fucking horse racing scandal? That's not your fucking job, you stupid bitch. You stupid bitch, your fucking job's to run the fucking country. Not micromanage fucking legal cases, you fucking idiot. Stop trying to distract everybody from how much of a clusterfuck you are. What's even worse is the next cunt that gets in. If it's not going to be Tony Abbott, we've got half a chance with Tony Abbott. Next cunt that gets in, if they're Labor, we're screwed. We're completely fucking screwed. We're knackered. We're fucked. Game over. Because they're going to be less mature than the fucker that's in now, and try and get away with all their stupid little bullshit fucking tactics that'll only end up just fucking the country. It's quite clear now that Julia Gillard's legacy will be to wreck as much as she possibly can before she leaves. That's what she's doing. She is actively doing it. It's quite clear. And all you get up, stand up, fuck off, piss off, whatever the fuck your name is, fucking activist, fucking labourite fuckwits can go suck a dick too. Because you're all a bunch of cunts. After they've fucked this country up several fucking times, I mean, like, you know, fucking you've had Gough Whitlam. He was the first Prime Minister to get the arse in modern Australia. Because he fucked the country. And some of you fucking stupid uni students are coming out of bloody uni, reading your fucking bullshit Labour-right propaganda, and that's all it is, and I'll get onto that in a sec, alright? Fucking, you come out of fucking uni just thinking that the Labor Party's all that in a bag of fucking chips, when they're just fucking the joint. And you're too stupid to see that. And you just come out of fucking university, for fuck's sake. You're supposed to be fucking smarter than that. But nah, you fall for their bullshit. I did a fucking course a couple of years ago in which I abandoned in security, terrorism and counter-terrorism. And the first element that I got was a book on securities, as in the stock market. as opposed to security, meaning big knuckle-dragging Neanderthal standing at the door with his arms folded. And I'm thinking, what the fuck has this got to do with shooting a raghead? It was all Labor Party fucking propaganda bullshit. It was literally from start to finish. Oh, Kevin Rudd's great. Kevin Rudd's golden. Kevin Rudd's best in the back of a fucking Holden, and this is what he's going to do, and this is how he's going to do it, and he's going to be great and fucking the bestest, and blah, 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 blah. Well, you see, the problem is, this was after the recession. This was after the global financial crisis was all over. Like, he'd written the book beforehand. But they're still giving you the book after everything's all sorted and after everything's all finished. After Rudd had been fucking stabbed in the back and kicked out. That's the second Labor Prime Minister in the last, fucking 40 years. Gillard's only holding on by the skin of her fucking twat. I'm telling you that. Guaranteed. Like, fucking, give us a fucking good excuse. She's out the fucking door. She's really literally on her last legs, and that's almost going to be 3 in the last 40 years. And you stupid bastards can't fucking grasp the extremely simple premise that Labor Party fucked the country, the Liberal Party came in, spent the last fucking God knows how long fixing it, we give it back to the Labor Party and they fuck it within 3 years. And some of you fucking idiots still want to vote for these fucking dumb cunts. Oakshot, fucking milkshake, whatever your fucking name is. You should be drug out into the street and fucking lynched for what you did. You fucking traitor. Cunts fucking voted for you because we thought you were going to fucking side with us. You took all of our votes and you fucking gave it to this incompetent bitch. You fucking traitor. I honestly can't see how you can see that you've still got a fucking political career after that, mate. Any cunt who votes for fucking Oakshot nowadays should be drugged out in the street and shot for stupidity. Tarred and feathered and then fucking, I don't know, put through the gammon where he walks past a line of people and they all get to kick him in the arse. Fucking... The next generation's going to be even worse. On the roads, in the emergency services, in the political environment, training and education, and pretty much everywhere else. And the most frightening part of it is all of a sudden I'm the mature one. And that's where you've really got to stop and think, fucking, hey, fucking there is something wrong with the world. When I'm the mature one, you know. But anyway, good ideas as well. Right, now I come from a background where you take the crew or the section, you take everything what they say, you put all the information together and you come up with a plan that's the easiest. You know, you might say, right, go hook us up to that hydrant. And then someone comes up and says, right, hydrants are fucked, there's no water, they've sucked us dry from up the top of the street. Right. You know, the crew commander can go and do something else and find other water sources or something like that. And make the decision to plug in and see what we can get out of the hydrant anyways. So you take in all the information from everyone around you and utilise it as best as you possibly can. The incompetent fucks in their positions nowadays, you come up to them with a good idea and they simply feel threatened that you're after their job or you're going to show them as incompetent. They can't see that you're trying to help them. They can't see that you're not there to take their job. You don't want their job. Fuck knows. I don't want the local council's traffic management fucking safety officer's job. Fuck that for a joke. It's too much fucking paperwork. Going to court and all that crap. Nah, fuck off. Nah, don't want it. Don't want to do that. I want to do something completely fucking different. You know? Yeah, the next generation is just going to be fucked. There's nothing I can do about it. Anything I do about it is pointless because it's only one of me and fucking the rest of these cunts. There's nothing I can do about training on the roads. Nothing I can do about road safety. Nothing I can do about this intersection down the road. And through efforts in trying to make this place a better place, has only given me more of an initiative to shut fucking down even more. Because you're simply not worth my effort anymore. You're not worth me trouble. Like, you know, can't fucking take you seriously, even magistrates. There's an instance where I'd lost my licence for 6 months. I had no fucking idea of it. I paid a fine. State Debt Recovery Office failed to tell the RTA, and the RTA subsequently took my licence because they thought that I didn't pay the fine. And I'm completely oblivious to this. One night, I get pulled up by some cops coming home from work. Wasn't speeding or nothing, they were just checking cunts' number plates. Pulls me up, says, you know, you're driving without a licence. I'm like, what for? He said, a fine that was supposed to be paid in January. I said, nah, man, I paid that. Oh, what the fuck? So I ring the State Debt Recovery Office next day and I go, yeah, what happened with that one? They go, oh, yeah, no, oh, shit, sorry, that's our fault. Our computers didn't talk to the RTA's computers and we didn't tell them that you'd paid the fine. Sorry about that. I'm like, well, thanks, I've still got to go to court over it. Meantime, my old man's passing away from cancer, itching to get out of the hospital. Mum's got osteoporosis and doesn't have the physical fortitude to hold up a freestanding wall, let alone an elderly, cancer-ridden, dead weight, which pretty much my father was. My brother, he's a fucking toothpick, literally. And put me next to my brother, and you'd swear one of us was adopted. And he doesn't have the physical fortitude to fucking pick himself up, let alone me dad. So while I'm sitting in court, right, Mum and my brother decided to bring me dad home, and he tripped over on the back step because there was no one medically qualified there, which I've got patient care and all that kind of fucking patient handling qualifications and all that kind of stuff, like from fucking years ago. I'm the only cunt who knew how to, you know, fucking physically manhandle him around the place and all this kind of stuff, be in the right places to support him and anticipate where he's going to fall and shit. No, I'm stuck in court because of someone else's fuck up. I explained it to the magistrate. Yeah, it's simple cases. State Debt Recovery Office failed to tell the RTA, and I had no clue this whole situation was thing, and it was all fixed up the next morning, first thing, with a couple of strikes on the keyboard. No money paid. The magistrate simply turned to me, and after he said, you should take the time to make sure that your licence is always valid. I had a quick thought, and I'm like, I said to the magistrate, you do realise that I work 14 hours a day. I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm home at after 8 o'clock at night. And then on top of that, everybody decides to pile their bloody problems on me, ring me up at all hours of the night, wanting advice or fucking help with something or whatever. Then there's my dying father, and this, that, and the other thing. And all this time, I'm supposed to be on the phone with the RTA the whole time just to make sure my licence is valid. Well, if I start at 4 in the morning, how can I call the RTA when they start at fucking 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning? How can I get to work? I can't leave the house because I can't call the RTA to say, hey, is my licence valid? Because I thought it was before. And he still said it was my problem. So I thought, well, I got better things to do than fuck ass around with this stupid shit. Lumped the 3-month good behaviour bond. Left court, and just to find out that where I was needed the most, I wasn't there because I was dealing with everybody else's fuck up. And the magistrate didn't give two shits. Like, he didn't even make me pay a fine or nothing. He just gave me a 3-month good behaviour bond. Like, what's it gonna do? Like, I'm not a fucking career criminal and shit. Like, I hadn't been arrested in like fucking 10 years before this. What the fuck's this 3-month good behaviour bond bullshit for? Should have section 10'd it and fucking wrote it off, you dopey cunt. But no, couldn't give two fucks what I said. Still basically said, nah, It's up to me as a professional driver to make sure that my license is valid at all times. It is impossible to do that. Anyway, there's all the other instances where they make a mockery of things, where Jeff Shaw, for example, this magistrate, he took my license for 3 months, doing 101 in a 60 zone during the Canberra fires. I thought I had the best excuse under the sun, because this was the weekend that they lost 500 houses. And the magistrate couldn't give a shit. You're a firefighter, you should have known better. Too bad, so sad. 3 months loss of license. Ah, well, okay. What, about 2 years later, he has an accident, gets blood tested. The blood tests go missing. Wonder how that happened. So here in Australia, they give you a sample that you must keep for your own records and all that kind of stuff. You can take and send off for analysis and yourself and compare it with the analysis from the police. You're quite obliged to do that. You can do that if you like. But also, too, you must present your specimen, if required, by the police, in case they lose or it gets destroyed or misplaced or whatever. And he refused to do so, which called into question his morality and all that, and whether he was drinking, whether he was drunk at the time, and all this kind of stuff. And after big public outcry and all that, finally he relinquished his blood test, which found that he was in fact intoxicated whilst driving, and they gave him back his job. They booked him and charged him and all this kind of stuff for contempt of court and trying to hide evidence and perverting the course of justice and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, then they gave him back his job. Now, well, the old cocksucker's dead now, so. But, and he does that shit, and he takes my license for fucking something that, I'm just trying to help, and I get into trouble for it. He's been a complete cunt, and they fucking treat him nice, How can I take you fucking seriously? Honestly. I come also from an instance by leading by example. And so far, no one is giving me an example that's worthy of being led by. Doesn't matter what kind of a noble situation you're in. I don't care. There is no way that anyone here is motivating me to follow them with anything. In fact, they're motivating me to not do anything. They're motivating me to more sit on my hands and say, fuck you lot, you can all choke and die for all I care. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And this is why I don't like this country. Because I can see what's coming. I don't like it. There's nothing I can fucking do about it. No cunt's going to listen to me. In fact, most people are going to be threatened by this. Most people have already turned off by now because they don't like what I've said. If you're still listening, oh yeah. But yeah, if you're still listening, it's either because you hate me guts and you're still swearing at the screen, or it's because you think I might actually have a point. I'm just sick to fuck of it. I can't wait to get out of the joint. I've got one last obligation in this country, and once that's gone, I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Take your poof to gun laws and stick them up your ass and go into some place where I can get automatics. Have me some fun. Going to a place where most of the laws and shit aren't applicable to me. Go to a place where it doesn't cost a fortune to fucking live. And possibly people are desperate enough to listen to good ideas that might fucking help, instead of being threatened by their own incompetence. Holy shit, there's someone smarter than me that knows my job better than me. Oh my gosh, oh, my job is in trouble. No, I thought I was quite clear. I'm here to help you, not to take your job. I don't want your job. Here to help. You don't want the help? Okay. Ironically, the emergency services in the Tara area have just killed more people than they'll ever save. Realistically, I've just killed a whole bunch of people with my mind. If you have a look at it, since I'm not going to turn out to motor vehicle accidents and not stopping anymore, my initial response might lead to seconds mattering. And those seconds will be lost, and some people will die because of this. If you want me to fucking stop, give me what I want. But I'm not fucking doing it on my own, without any support, without any communications, and without any gear anymore. Nah, fuck that. Because you simply don't fucking deserve it anymore. Quite simply. You're not willing to help me solve the problem? Well, I'm not going to fucking help you fix the troubles when they happen. Don't ask anymore because I don't care. And that's a big bitch about this country. I know no cunts fucking watching now. I think I might moon the screen. Nah. No one wants to see my hairy ass. Anyway. Boobies.